Hello, everyone. It's my privilege to be with all of you today on this Come and See program. We're gonna begin our meditation first, and after the meditation, we are going to have the talk. How meditation promotes emotional intelligence and reduces fear. Okay, so if you're ready for the meditation, then let's adjust ourselves. We are going to sit comfortably and close our eyes softly and gently. We close our eyes softly and gently and breathe in and out long, softly, slowly, few times. Every time that you breathe in, your body inhales freshness and positive energy from surroundings. And every time that you breathe out, then you release and let go of everything in the mind. Continue breathing in and out, long, softly, slowly for a while. And the body is going to feel more relaxed and comfortable. The goal is to make our body as relaxed as we can, so that we can easily keep our minds inside the body. We can make the body a little more relaxed by scanning all the muscles from the top of our head down to our toes. Relax the muscles of our forehead, the muscles of our cheek and our chin. Feel the flow of relaxation spreading to our neck and our shoulders. Allow both of our shoulders to drop naturally. And relax the muscles of our arms and our hands. Down to our fingertips. Relax the muscles of our torso, from our chest to our stomach, our hips, our thighs, our knees, down to our feet, to the tips of our toes, and feel completely relaxed in every part of our body. When the body is getting to feel more relaxed, it will be easier to keep the mind inside ourselves. We can take a few deep breaths and stay with the breath the whole time. This is an easy way to make sure that the mind is now inside the body. And if we are able to stay with the breath, especially when it is moving inside the body, we will be able to naturally calm the mind down as our minds no longer wander into any other thoughts, or if it will, we can easily bring it back to the awareness of our breath again and again. Just by taking a few deep breaths, our minds become a little lighter, as it chooses to remain with the breath. It will release heavy feelings and all discomfort and feel lighter. We can also adjust our breath and make our breath softer and breathe softly, as gentle as we can. Our breath will also transfer softness to the mind and allow the mind to calm down. And it is easier to stay inside the body. I would like you to keep the mind still inside the body. Let's stay at the center of the body, around the turning point of our breath. Feel as if you are laying down your mind and allow the mind to touch the center space softly, gently, comfortably, again and again. Feel as if we're using an invisible hand to feel and touch the center, an invisible organ inside the body. We keep touching the center, softly, gently, comfortably. We pay our attention to the center of the body. Even if the mind will wander, we can bring the mind back and let it touch the body center again and again. And at one point, the center is going to attract the mind, beginning with the softness and gentle feeling that you can feel from inside, from the touching from leaving everything else behind. We can also repeat the mantra at the moment. Samma Arahang. 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 We allow the voice to expand from the center of the body we feel the vibration of the voice and let it radiate and expand naturally from within the body center. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. We allow the mind to experience the inner stillness. When the mind is staying still, it will drop or worrying thoughts or heavy feelings. As a result, The mind is feeling lighter, softer, more comfortable. To some extent, we feel content with where we are, dwelling at the present moment. We don't feel we need anything more, anything less. We feel content with the present moment, here and now. We can also visualize a meditation object. Visualize an image that is clear, round, and bright, as bright as the sun, as cool as the moonlight. Visualize in our mind and let it be the only image our mind paying attention to at the moment. We visualize the image and repeat the mantra together. So that our minds can feel very grounded, still, soft, light, comfortable. Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Araham Samma Araham Samma Araham Now, our meditation session is coming to an end. You may take a few deep breaths in and out few times. Breathe in and out long, softly, slowly. Feel the environment. Feel everyone and everything around you. Feel every part of your body. And once you feel you are ready, you may softly, slowly open your eyes. Sapphe Buddha Palapatta Paccekananca Yang Palang Arahantananca Te Chenarakhang Pantami Sappaso Te Atalatha Sukhita Virunha Puthasasane Aroka Sukhita Hota Saha Sapphe Hiyadipi Sappaputtha Nupavena Sappathamma Nupavena Sappasangkha Nupavena Sattha Soti Bhagwantu Te. So I hoped you all had a relaxing, good meditation today. You can as well share your experience in the chat, in the comment box. So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we call emotional intelligence and how this is related to meditation. Okay, so in order not to kind of is that I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly. A says peaceful. Thank you for that. And okay, so today we gonna talk about this. Let me put myself a little smaller so you can see the whole presentation. Okay, and now I'm at the bottom right of the screen, like that. Good. So these days, our life is kind of surrounded by many challenges, and these challenges that we face can make people easily lose their patience, and when the patience is low, they might have different reactions depending on the level of their EQs. So what is exactly that EQ quality? Okay, so the EQ means emotional intelligence. You probably emotional quotient. Like if you have low EQ, when a problem arises, it's going to be very argumentative, like arguing with people and make sure that you're the one who's right. Or you probably will not listen to people okay, your opinion doesn't matter. Mine is the most important. So that's the sign of having low EQ. Having high EQ, this is gonna be the opposite. That you're not gonna be very argumentative, not gonna just argue so that you're just the one who's right, and you listen more. You don't actually force people to just listen to you, or you refuse to listen at all. You're not gonna blame other people. People who have low EQ, they're gonna blame other people. Your fault. I'm right. You're wrong. And the last one is sometimes people cannot control themselves, and they're gonna burst, they're gonna explode, they're gonna lose the control because maybe because of the anger. They feel very frustrated. They don't know what to do. That's the most important. When you have that uneasy feeling in the mind and you don't know what to do, you're gonna maybe explode, or you're gonna lose your control. That's a sign you have low EQ. And this is going to be the opposite of people who have high EQ, right? So what exactly caused this to happen? That's because in our days, we face a lot of problems. People who face problems and they are still in control, be able to control themselves, be able to handle everything, like doesn't really matter whether their problems are big, their problems are small. They manage to smile, they manage to stay calm. These are the people with high EQ, right? When people have or face problems, they have the fear. Some people have big fear, some people have no fear. If you have big fear, you fear the result. You fear that you're going to be the one who's wrong. You fear that you're going to lose something. You fear that people will not understand you. You fear that people will misjudge you. And this fear will turn into some reactions. And these reactions, if it will become like this, okay, like being argumentative, or you're not going to listen, or you're going to blame other people, or you're going to explode. So this is a sign of having low EQ. So why this happens? Very simple, very simple. Actually, the mind with low EQ, okay, let's talk a little bit about this first. The mind having low EQ is unable to cope with difficulties at all. So people, when they feel that they are facing something different than what they have, and they started to feel a little bit unstable, this is already the sign of having lower EQ, okay? Maybe they're going to be afraid of their failure, and they don't care much how people feel. They have not a very good justification of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what they should and what they should not. Okay, this is like being in a wall, being in a box, being surrounded by things that prevent them to understand how other people feel. Like, okay, I don't care. Whatever you feel, I don't care. The thing that matters the most is my feeling. So if that is the case, people who have lower EQ, it's kind of, they are unable to see the reality. It's like all the reality is distorted, and maybe they're gonna feel like they are in a box. Okay, like here, people sometimes they are unaware that there is an invisible wall blocking them to see reality. That's the problem. That's the problem, because if each of us is in our own world and we are not able to see the outside world properly, then we are using our justification to treat other people, to judge other people, and we don't have this justification proper, because my good, your good, other people's good are not the same, right? So the question is, how can we make sure that this will not happen? Because the goal, the key is people who are in this situation will be unaware that they are in this situation. So how can we be sure that we are not in that little box of us, right? That is a trap. That is something many people are unaware. They thought, I'm a very empathic person. I always put myself in other people's shoes. I understand other people's feeling. I understand you. I understand you. No, don't talk. I understand you at all. Yeah, this could be happening. And it means that those group of people, they are even unaware that they are in this little world and they want other people to evolve around them at all. That awareness. Okay, let's look at this picture. People who are in this box, usually their mind is not with themselves. Their mind is with other people. Because they keep blaming other people, they want other people to give to them, they don't care about other people at all. When other people do something wrong, they might just immediately go to other people. So people whose mind is not with themselves will likely to turn themselves into a little world or a little box. So how do we fix this? We fix this by bringing our mind home. Try to keep the mind with ourselves as much as we can, instead of directing our mind. Well, when a problem arises, our mind go immediately to find a culprit, or that person is wrong, that is the cause of the problem. We don't do that. We keep the mind with ourselves first. And when the mind is with ourselves, we'll be able to understand everything around us better. Okay, so first, if we do not keep the mind with ourselves at all, maybe some people are unaware about the mindfulness, about the meditation. Their mind is not with themselves at all. They might actually be in this little trap, 100%. Okay, but if we learn to keep the mind within ourselves and try to keep it with ourselves as much as we can, and maybe practice mindfulness, stay with ourselves. With the meditation practice, at least if we meditate half an hour every day or an hour every day, we make sure that our mind is being used to staying with ourselves already 30 minutes or already an hour a day. Well, not enough, I know, but this is still better than nothing, right? It's still better than not being able to keep the mind with ourselves at all. when the mind is with ourselves, what's gonna happen? We be aware more the surroundings. There are 5 surroundings. The 5 surroundings are: first, the nature; second, the living beings around us, of animals and beings that we can see and we cannot see; people who are around us; resources and traditions. So these things are giving effect to human's life. They give effect to our life, to in different ways, like tradition and culture. Some culture actually is a little bit more like pointing finger to other people. Like we perhaps can see that some working environment can be very toxic, right? In a way that if you are in a certain company or a certain group of people, they're very judgmental. They don't care about other people at all. They care only about the performance of the company, or maybe the revenue and nothing else. So that is an example of how people, how resources, or how traditions are affecting people. And somehow, not only this direction as well, we also affect the environment around us. So if we are being very judgmental, or we are unaware at all, that we have not high EQ. We might be the source of all the toxic things happening over there. Okay, so instead of maybe waiting for someone to tell us, hey, you have high or low EQ or something like that, they're not going to tell that. But if they do, you need to give them huge gratitude in a way that, wow, thank you for telling me the truth. People will hardly share this because they don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to feel that awkwardness. Maybe the friendship, maybe the relationship is not going to be the same, right? But if anyone who cares about you, they find the courage, and they come to you and they say, hey, I want to tell you something. I want to share with you how I feel. And that's gonna be very good to know the truth, right? Okay, so basically, there's something about EQ that the Buddha talked about as well. He didn't use the word EQ. That didn't exist 2,600 years ago. But he used the word Arya. Arya means noble. Arya means good, higher quality. He said, people with higher quality of the mind, they should process, or they must not possess these 4 things. What are these 4 things? First, no covetousness. They don't want anything from other people. Because if you want things from other people, your eyes will look at their belongings. Your eyes will look at their properties. Your eyes will look at their wealth. Their eyes will look at their life, their fame. You're going to have that envy. You're going to feel jealous because you want things from other people. So that's the first thing. Second, no ill will. In a way that, of course, conflicts happens. Bad things arises all the time. We face problems every day. But if we do not have that ill will, not seeking revenge, we be able to keep the mind with ourselves. Suppose that you get angry at someone. When you think about the person, you cannot keep your mind with yourself, right? You can only keep your mind with yourself if you are able to let go. Not easy, because when we get angry, we tend to, okay, why is that person doing this to me? Why is this person doing this to me? You feel like something is wrong and you want to change it, right? So the Buddha say people who have higher quality of the mind will not possess, okay, no covetousness, no ill will, and the mind must stay with themselves. And that's called sati. Sati is the key. People who have higher sati also have higher EQ. Because again, sati means the mind staying with themselves, right? Sati is mind within the body. That's the definition of sati. Okay? People who have samadhi will have better clarity and understanding as well. So how do we practice? How do we practice this ourselves so that we will have the full quality? Then we do something like this. So we do personal development and live a simple life so that we feel like, yeah, what we have is enough. And we do not compare our life to other people's lives so much. Then our mind will stay with ourselves. Second, do loving kindness. Put ourselves in other people's shoes. Develop empathy so that when problems happen, when something's wrong happening, we will not directly find the culprit, and then we can stay with ourselves, stay grounded, wait a little bit, calm our mind down, and we be able to maybe find a better solution instead of, okay, everything you wrong, I'm right. Third, then try to develop mindfulness in our daily life, to stay mindful, to keep the mind with ourselves. And if you are aware of the word UG5, that is very, very effective. If you can practice UG5 in your daily life, like cleanliness and organization, make sure that things around you are clean. So your mind doesn't have to be in the other part of the world or the outside planet, but you just keep looking around you, and if something around you are not clean, then you clean them. Even though the mind is not within yourself, but it stays around you, and that's gonna be the first step to mindfulness. And the last one is meditation, or I can put myself away. So you can see that's nice meditation posture with this girl meditating. We meditate to clean our mind. Why is it so important, meditation? Because meditation will allow the mind to stay pure and clean. If the mind isn't clean, we will not be able to understand, because we are unable to see inside the mind. Okay? When the water isn't clear or the water is clouded, nothing can easily be seen. When the water is clear, everything can easily be seen. So somehow we manage to clean our glasses. Okay? And if our glasses are dirty, everything that we see is not going to be accurate. It's going to be maybe not the truth, or some illusions that we create to make sure that we are the one who is right and other people, they are wrong, right? So that glasses is similar to this little wall. When you live in a wall, when you live in a box, you can't see things around you clearly. But in reality, we see things. So maybe the correct analogy or a different analogy is wearing glasses. These glasses, if you do not clean them at all, like Ajahn Kartik, I saw you, sometimes you wear glasses, sometimes you don't. Today you don't, other times you do. You need to make sure from time to time that we wear clean glasses, right? Without clean glasses, we probably cannot see reality. We cannot see the world the way we're supposed to see. So, meditation. Okay, you can see that this is the degree of how our mind is staying closer to cleanliness. If you meditate, okay, you maybe you do the only last one, meditation alone, like this. That's the best. Okay, but then some people who are maybe they don't do meditation, but they can also have empathy as well. That's because their mind stays with themselves. So that's a different level. Some people, well, they don't even know the word mindfulness, but they still have empathy. Why? Because they do not have ill will. Some people, they might still have ill will, but they still have this high EQ because they do not want anything from other people. So these are the intensity or different levels maybe of the word low EQ, okay, or high EQ, the opposite of this one. But the most important thing is when the mind is clear, like this, we understand better. It's like we wear glasses that allow us to understand our life in a better way. And this better understanding will allow us to let go. People cannot let go because they don't understand. And when problems happen, the first thing that they will say is, why me? Why not someone else? Why this is happening to me? The world is so unfair. Everyone else is wrong. Because they refuse to understand. And when they refuse to understand, they will not accept that the world is like this. We can't always seek justice in everything. Okay, sometimes it turns out that we lose opportunity or things is in favor of other people. They are in better shoes. We just have to accept that this is life. If people cannot accept, the level of their EQ will not grow. The level of their EQ grow better when people learn to accept, learn to understand and accept. And they cannot accept because they don't understand. And why they don't understand? That's because their minds are clouded. They don't understand. Okay, so to make sure that they understand properly everything, do these 4 things. Practice personal development, live a simple life so that your eyes are not too much with other people's belongings. Like, oh, you have your own car, but now you see other people having better car. Feel like, I want to have better cars as well. Or you have already a phone, you have other people have a better phone, you feel like, I want to have a different phone as well. So this is how living a simple life will make sure that our minds is with us and not with other people's belongings. Second, learn to forgive, learn to put yourself in other people's shoes, learn to do loving kindness. Now your mind is not with their belongings. Your mind is not with them, with their face, but with yourself. And the third one, the mind is now inward, within yourself. And the last one, the mind stays still. And in this case, in our meditation, at the center of the body. And if the mind is at the center of the body, that is when the mind will become clearless. And that is when we have the best visions. And this is the visions that allow us to understand life. We'll be able to accept. We'll be able to let go. With better understanding, we can accept better. And with better acceptance, we will be able to let go. Okay, and if we can let go, well, this is it's going to increase a lot the amount of EQ, for sure. Okay, so that's what I like to share. If the mind is clear, people can take better decisions, and they will choose happiness and peace over suffering and pain, right? That better decisions will allow people to live a better life, and this is not going to happen for sure. Again, we will not be able to live in the world free from problems, free from challenges. And these days, challenges, even though they're not our problems, but they can be our problems if we pick them and put them into our minds. So we tend to absorb and keep the problems, not our problems, but a lot of people's problems. Reading news and living in the world with a lot of information flowing through us, to our ears, to our eyes, to our five senses, we tend to shoulder the amount of problems that is more than our personal ones. And this will lead to fear, and that fear will make people react in different ways. People who have high EQ, they're going to kill the fear, and they're going to react properly. But people who have low EQ, the fear will force them to think that, oh, okay, these problems, not my problems, their problem, and they have to do something to fix the problem. I'm not going to do anything to fix the problems because this is not my problems. Okay. All right, so this is something that I like to share with today's sessions. I hope that it gives maybe a different, a new perspective, and hopefully, okay, it is relatable to our lives. Okay.
สาธุค่ะ Thank you so much, Ka Monk John, for your valuable Dhamma session. And we've learned a lot from your wisdom talk. And now it's time for the Q&A. So our audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to send in your questions in the chat box. Okay. Okay. I also learned a lot today. Your topic is very relatable to me at the current time right now. So I felt surprised, and I feel so lucky to come to the show today and be the host, and got the opportunity to listen to your Dhamma session and wisdom talk today. Okay. So questions. We waiting for the questions. I would like to ask a question. This is like my personal question. I read your brief history, your biography. So what is telematics? What did you study?
Well,
What is it
actually,
about?
that's like it's in the middle between computer or informatics or computer and telecommunications. So it's like computer for like telecommunication, or during my time, that is when we started to develop applications over mobile network. And that time there was no Android, there was no iOS, but just Symbian, if that makes sense to you. Like Nokia, you know, so those things. So once you started to develop like applications over the mobile network to have them work together, that's telematics.
Cool. Sounds very interesting. Thank you so much.
These days, this thing has changed. I'm not sure. I don't think they use this word anymore. So they probably changed into information and security or anything like that. So that's the term that they use. And I think people ask these questions many times, like, okay, what is telematics about anyway?
Yes, okay. And during your study, did you study in Norway?
Yeah, I studied my PhD in Norway.
Wow. So did the ambience of Norway help you meditate really well?
In fact, when I went to Norway, I didn't know about meditation at all. So I was unaware how it works, how it was gonna help me. So the atmosphere in that country where I studied actually became later on the causes of some stress, because in fact in Norway they have midnight sun. Many people are aware of this word, midnight sun. In summer they can enjoy the sun that actually stays almost until midnight in most part of the country, and until midnight at the highest top of the country. That is what they call midnight sun. But I feel that they also have midday moon in a way that in the winter, that was in the summer, midnight sun, but in the winter, it's so dark. And when I went to the university, I went at 9 o'clock and it's still dark. And I was staying in the room and, you know, like in the walls and everything. And when I went back to their apartment where I stayed, it's already dark again at 3 o'clock. So you see, from 9 to 3 o'clock, there were some hours that there was still some light. But it's not sunny day every day as well. Sometimes, most of the time, they were like a little bit cloudy with a lot of clouds and shades and not with the sunlight. So living in such a little, I would say, gloomy environment actually affected me in a way that I didn't understand first how it affected me, not being able to see the sunlight for a few days or many days in a month, and a lot of work, and I could not actually think of what to do in the thesis. Actually causes the stress, and that stress, eventually my mom say, hey, you should meditate. So it took her 1 year to actually persuade me, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna meditate.
Wow, you've got a cool mom. Yes. Thanks to my mom, we have our monk John today. Thank you. Yes. And now we got questions. The first question is, how can these 5 elements, environment, improve the meditation experience if I follow it?
Basically, you need to understand about the 5 elements a little bit more. It means that these 5 elements affect you, but if you are able to make these 5 elements proper, then these will affect your habits. For example, the place that you live, the resources that you use. If you can apply UG5 in these 5 elements, the 5 surroundings, make them clean, make them organized, and you can also be aware about the living beings around you. Like in Thailand, we probably have more mosquitoes than in many other parts of the country. So how we build our house, we need to have mosquito nets that are like the temporary one or the permanent one that you stick with the window. If you manage them properly, then you're likely not to take lives or accidentally kill those little creatures. So that's how you started to understand, and with this understanding, somehow it will develop into empathy as well. And this empathy, that things around you also are related to your life, that empathy will become and will help you to stay more within yourself. Your mind is within you more and more and more. Okay, so because people don't understand the nature of the 5 elements or the 5 surroundings, their mind stay with the environment. But if you understand how this works, if you started to be more aware what are the 5 elements about, you'll be able to keep the mind with you more. And that will help you with the meditation.
Thank you. I'll take that and I'll clean my house properly tomorrow. Yes. Okay. And the second question is, when I meditated, I used to open the sound of Luang Po Tamashayo, but I felt like I dreamt while I was listening to his sound. I want to know if it's called sleep while meditation, but why I still heard the sound of Luang Po that I opened.
So when you meditate and you listen to the sound of Luang Po, your mind also stay with the sound, but sometimes when you try to maintain your mind with the sound, when you have that sleepy mind, the sleepy mind is one hindrance or one obstacle that will try to lower the amount of sati. Okay, sati or awareness. You need to feel one thing at a time, one thing at that time. You can also have sati with Luang Po sound, but the best sati is when you can have it inside your body, at the center of the body. That's the best. However, if you cannot have it exactly at the center of the body, anywhere in your body is fine. Or any one picture, like visualization object, like we visualize the sun, the moon, that's fine too, But the reasons that you started to feel like you are dreaming or sleeping, that's because the amount of sati is getting less. Somehow it's getting to be less and less, and when it drops below the balance line, or too much, too low, then you're gonna fall asleep. So in order to make sure that you're not gonna fall asleep, well, you need to feel or imagine that the voice of Luang Por comes from the center of the body. So you have the awareness of not only the feeling, but the position of your feeling. Like in meditation is gonna be the most powerful to feel something somewhere. So something in this case is the sound of Luang Por. Somewhere is you imagine that the sound of Luang Por comes from the center of your body. So if you can develop that mindfulness to feel something somewhere, then the amount of sati will not be too low, and you still be able to maintain and stay awake. So some people, they use Luang Por sound as an kind of ambient sound, because in many meditation guides, we are unable to follow everything because many of them are too advanced for our level. But we still play or switch on his sound so that whenever the sound disappears, we might, are we sleeping or not? And then we come back to the sound. It's like you eat in a very good restaurant. Your focus is putting the food into your mouth, right? And you focus on the flavor of the food that you are eating. But the ambient music that they play for you also help improve the taste. So that is similar to how we play Luang Por sound as an ambient sound. But in fact, when we focus on the center of the body. Okay, unless you are in an advanced level, you can follow everything that Luang Por say. Especially some of them are very advanced, then you listen to every word that he say and can do accordingly. But that is an advanced level.
I see. That's a very, very good advice. Yes, like sounds that come from the center of the body. Very, very amazing, and I'll try that. And the third question is, sleeping mind fine already? If I used to have stressful mind while meditating, it caused me headache many times. If I got headache from meditation, what should I do?
Okay, so the thing is that people usually have expectation of what the result of the meditation is gonna be. Like some meditation could be so good that you could not forget. And when you meditate, then you try to focus on the result right away. So if you have headache, maybe this headache is from work, and when you meditate, you don't feel good. And then but I supposed to feel good. I supposed to feel sabai. I supposed to feel comfortable. It won't happen right away. Okay, so you need to focus on the method and not the result. Provided that if you have good meditation immediately when you close your eyes, you've been taking care of your mind very nicely the whole day. So your present karma will lead to the result in the future. So if you get good result at that moment, it means that you have been doing good karma about your mind, about your meditation, for your meditation. But if you close your eyes and you feel uncomfortable, you feel headache right away, maybe you've been having stress the whole way. So when you start cleaning your mind, it's like you start cleaning your room. Your room won't be clean immediately. You need to keep cleaning for a while. There might be some dust, there might be some dirt. During the cleaning process, all you can do is to remain neutral and to have no reaction, whether your meditation is good or not good. Because your meditation is going to be good, but you need to wait until the fruit of your method is already giving its result. Okay.
Thank you ค่ะ Okay, and question number 4. I used to see myself in meditating position like the big me and continue down to the little me. I felt shocked a little bit when it was gone. I want to see it again. How should I bring it on again?
So the big you and the little you, it's like some days you feel like the sky is so beautiful because of the reflection, and maybe in Norway they also have the northern light and so on. But that is not everything, you know. Whether the sky is maybe in that rainbow shade or in very beautiful pinky color, or whether it's gonna be cloudy or the sun disappears at all, like what I experienced in Norway, you're gonna live your life. You're gonna actually understand that having a beautiful sky is not everything about that day. Okay, so having good meditation doesn't mean that you're gonna experience like seeing you, seeing a crystal ball, or seeing Buddha images. But a good meditation is ability to keep your mind still. The stillness is everything. If you will choose between seeing those images, but you don't feel content, you don't feel the stillness, then having the contentment, having the stillness is better. Okay, so if you are able to continue with the right method, the good result will surely come. Okay, so you begin with continue doing a good method, and the result that you expect may come one day. Okay, but it might not necessarily be that you see yourself like that. Maybe you're gonna see something else. So every time you meditate, maybe you can begin with 3 mantra. First, whatever. Second, whenever. And third, however. Like, okay, today I meditate, then I see nothing. Or sometimes maybe I see an image of a crystal ball, then whatever. Then you don't expect to see yourself or see anything else. Why not now? Whenever. Maybe today, maybe in the future. Meditation is not a single journey. Each journey will connect together and form a lifelong journey. So it's gonna be like a work of a month, full of meditation sessions, or maybe a whole year, or maybe a few years. So this is a long journey. It's a marathon. It's not like sprint that will finish in few seconds, but it's gonna be a long journey. Okay, so you don't expect that the same thing will happen every single session. That expectation will lower the amount of your contentment.
I see ค่ะ Okay, yes, that's wonderful. I love your answers, and so we should focus on the contentment and the stillness. Yes,
Yes.
primarily. Thank you so much ค่ะ